are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 or the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Los Angeles Chargers. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25.
Okay, break.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Again, it's Taylor. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He'll drop this down to Taylor, and he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7.
Williams, a man in motion right. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Austin Johnson, the one who makes the stop defensively.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Smith. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Throwing now is Geno. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit
Sometimes
better.
it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too. When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the 31, Herbert. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw here, Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. In motion left comes Williams. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in coverage. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
We're scoreless after 1. Extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Back to throw, Smith. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you to come in like an auctioneer. We've got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they've got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Here we go.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
This offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They can use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Smith. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
After the interception, here's Smith. Pass out left, caught by Woods. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. Down inside the 10. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. Taylor is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. So they're backed up at the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Taylor again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Geno now to throw.
Out to the right and complete to Pittman.
A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the right hash and a bit of a tight angle. And this one is right through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
This is swung out to Eckler.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
The Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Herbert. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Here's Herbert. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Herbert.
37-yard line.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense ball pressured that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
That's caught, and it's Eckler again. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So we're at halftime in this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest, but now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, going to be an important one for them to get a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. They'll find Everett there, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
Now it's Herbert. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run once more with Taylor. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
3rd down last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Now Geno. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. From the 44, Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
Herbert on 1st down now. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Julian Blackmon. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Blankenship's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So his 2nd field goal here in his 3rd quarter.
The first one tied the game, and this one gets them the lead, but you just have to wonder if field goals are going to be enough. At some point, they've got to conclude these drives with the ball in the end zone.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference. I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on third down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Smith. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throwing into the hands of his receiver, Guyton. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Complete to Mike Williams. 1st and goal at the 40.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Finding Williams once more, complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Chargers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain, or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Throwing now is Geno. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Khalil Mack coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps back?
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaching, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
3rd and long. They'll look to throw.
Got his man. It's Woods.
They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.